Done with dinner. I'm gonna clean the spots. Ultimately, I do have a mushroom project to do. It's getting a little later. I don't know how long I'll be on. But yeah, just general cleaning right there. I've had crab for the meal. Camera's a little tight, not a big deal. I will be, and yeah, I have blue oyster mycelium that I'm gonna move into bulk substrate. So I've got the pressure steam sterilizer. Cooked them last night, 15 PSI for 90 minutes. And oh, it's still wet with some cleaner. Let me wash my hands though. And so that'll be master's mix substrate. I've got 3 bags of oyster mushrooms in the incubation chamber. I can grab one of those real quick. So this guy's probably the most colonized of all the colonized business. Yeah, so that's looking pretty thick. When did I do this? On the 8th. What is the date? So, cleaner on my arm. 14 days, 15 days? Let's see. Oh, I gotta set my alarm to my laundry. So let's hold on 1 hour for the laundry, and that's the 23rd. Okay, so it's been 15 days. I did a break and shake about 3 days ago, and it is blowing up in there. It's real fluffy on the top. But yeah, I got 2 more of these. This one is definitely the most of them all. I'm always pretty impressed when I do a break and shake because it feels like I'm doing a lot of damage. It feels like I'm setting it back, but it's not the case. So I've got 6 bags of master's mix substrate, and so I'll move this into there. I can check how the lion's mane's doing really fast. Oh, I really set this up well. I'm building a frame for the grow tent soon. All right, so this is the only guy that's coming out here. He's looking a little yellow to me. He might have gotten parched. So my lion's mane might be struggling a little bit. He's coming. I haven't been making the slits big enough. So they're kind of hurting in that regard. This guy took the top off altogether. So what they end up doing is they'll crawl, the mycelium will start crawling towards the filter patch if the slit's not big enough. So this is blue oyster, so I'm excited about this. I had a really good run with lion's mane, let's say, gosh, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I went through a bunch of hiccups. I ran out of bags. And then I had some free air exchange issues. So now I'm dealing with small slits. But I've got some Reishi. I got some Reishi colonized. I'll bring those out really fast here. Let me grab that in the incubation chamber. Oh my goodness. All right, so this looks ready to go. So this is Reishi mycelium growing on master's mix substrate. Yeah, this looks really good. So this is exciting. Yes, this is Reishi. But the same substrate I used for this, which could be modified. Actually, Reishi does better with more of a wood. I say that like I know what I'm talking about, but no, you can't. I think this has anti-tumor abilities. Oh, I'm live streaming. I don't have to. What's that? Huh? Are you? Did you want to play the Mario thing? Yeah. Okay. No, don't come into the view. So this is the oyster mushroom mycelium. All right, get out of here, making me nervous. Okay, so this will go, the rye grain from this will go into the same type of substrate that's used for the Reishi. So, apologize for that, my roommate's kid came running out. We've been playing that Mario game where you run around, whatchamacallit. So, making a platform for the tent so it'll roll around. I'm making one for the humidifier as well that I got down here. So, let's see. Well, I'll bust out. I'll put this away. I suppose I can probably get to work here a little bit. I'll turn on the flow hood here, clean up. Should be pretty straightforward. Like I said, I've got 3 of these, and they're going to go into 6 different bags, and then I'll try to get them into the fruiting chamber. So, yeah, with the hiccup that I'm dealing with the lion's mane, it's pretty defeating, but I still got high hopes. I think if I can diagnose the issue, that's the big component. All right, well let me put this away. Let me get the bags that I'm going to inoculate, or I guess I'll be doing a grain transfer to. Yeah, all the Reishis are doing really well. Trying to figure out how much to bring out. Here's another blue oyster bag. Look at this. This might even be better. So I waited. So these have been 15 days. So after about 12 days, I did a break and shake. I broke it up, and it immediately, aggressively took back over. I like how there's just this one solo grain up here getting colonized. So, right on. Okay, so I'm going to open up the pressure steam sterilizer here, and I'm going to get my substrate bags. And I will commence to some degree. Let's see. Let me get a semi-mask here just because. Okay, might need the mallet. So this is my life now. It's just a series of mushroom tasks. I go to work and then so I let it cool. I cooked it. So I cooked it last night. Let me get some. Have over here. So I cooked it last night, and now and then I let it cool for a while. All right, I got the laminar flow hood going. So as you can see, this is Master's Mixed Substrate, and I will be moving the blue oyster mushrooms on rye grains to this. I'll put this in the incubation chamber, and then it'll go into the fruiting tent once properly colonized. The fruiting tent has a humidity level that fluctuates between 83.5 and 91.5% relative humidity. I've got a homemade humidifier down there, and it's going up that little tube. So let's just get a couple of these out. All right. I had some crab tonight. Somebody donated us some dungies, so that's pretty good. Oh, all right, scissors. Maybe I'll do this So I got 3 bags of oyster mushroom. I will do one, man, that's a lot. So I think I'll probably take 1 bag for every 3 bags of bulk substrate. So I'm just gonna clean my scissors here a little bit, or as best as I can. Rubbing alcohol is kind of harsh, but it evaporates quickly, and mushrooms are sensitive, as I've learned. Really pissed off the lion's mane somehow, but I had a good batch, really good batch. Got a little cocky, and then I ran into just kind of some stunted growth. 2 bags just didn't go, but they're going towards the filter patch. And when I say that, it's like, so let's imagine this is like bulk substrate, and I'll cut slits in it, but they'll. I'm actually pretty clean. In a container, like we're a layer of the universe, physical. Okay, I don't know. So it would. Chanterelles. What was the question about chanterelles? I'm sorry. We do have yellow chanterelles here. I live in Sitka, Alaska. I've never heard of anyone. I've never heard of anyone growing chanterelles in a controlled environment. Now, I've never heard of that. That doesn't mean it's not possible, but yeah, popcorn is pretty good sometimes. Okay, so, but then the story, that was, okay. Yeah, and then full disclosure, I'm not an expert. So take everything with that filter in place. So what would happen is I'll make the slits, trying to get the mushrooms to fruit out, and then they start going towards the filter patch. But what that's telling me is that they're looking for oxygen, and my slits aren't big enough, and so the best chance is going up here. Yeah, no, I did not. So, okay, I've got the laminar flow hood on, and let's see here. I did put the camera a little tight. So we're just gonna give me a little breathing room there, and then straighten that guy out. Okay. Making the move. All right, so this is for the most part a pretty straightforward activity. No slits necessary. Okay. So, rock and roll. This guy's all bagged up, so we'll move him back over here for just the time being. Give me some space to work. This doodad, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it up just so it's a little easier to work with once it goes in. Again, I always feel bad, but this is like what you're supposed to do, you know? So, all right. I always hope that they kind of come out in like walnut chunks, but it usually gets pretty grainy. But like I said, these have already been break and shaked one time. So that means it colonized, I broke and choke, and then recolonized. So, and it's been a total of just over 2 weeks. Blue oyster mushroom, very aggressive, super excited to get it in here, get it in the tent. I need a win. The lion's mane have revolted against me somehow. I couldn't have been nicer. So they'll get the lion's mane back on my side, hopefully within the next week or two. Reishi's looks like he's taking a turn. So we'll get those going. That'll be beautiful. And okay. So this bag is open here. Oh, shnikes. So I got So I'll put it here. I'm gonna plug in, I gotta plug in my impulse heat sealer. Back here in my farm. Okay. So I look disheveled, but I've been working on the garage for a while here, so it's kind of my domain. And my little temple. I'm getting older, so I go to work, go to the garage, and I grow mushrooms. That's it. So I might go play pinball tomorrow. That's pushing it. So that is pushing it. Okay, so cleaned up this guy. We're gonna swoop on that. I'm gonna glove up. Oh, shoot. Got the black ones, they look better. They look better for the show. I was using those giant rubber gloves and it looked real weird. Okay, so I'm gonna use one of these for every 3 bags of bulk substrate. Okay, I'm cracking this guy open. I'm actually gonna go for the pour here. So again, full disclosure, I'm not a complete expert, but rather than me dipping in there with my mitts, right, I'm gonna go for just kind of a how many am I gonna do with this? 3? Okay, that's a ton. All right, and see what I did now. Is I already made one that's too big. I do have mushroom farmers that know what they're doing that follow me, and I get scolded sometimes. So for overfilling bags. All right, I hope it's at a 6. I usually use the raking at 6. All right, now we got that. Ooh, okay. That feels like a nice seal. There's nothing I appreciate more than a good bag seal. So there we go. So I'll end up mixing this together again. If you're just joining us, we got colonized oyster mushroom. This is rye grain with oyster mushrooms colonizing it. We got this is the fruiting mix here. This is the bulk substrate. This is master's mix. This is a culinary mushroom, and yes, I am the one and only. Well, I guess I'm not a mushroom farm yet. I think so. I think we're gonna say it so. The wins have been smaller than I was hoping, but it's been a process. And to be fair, I'm extremely impatient. I've only been able to get into the garage since I think February, so it's been only a couple of months. I've made tremendous progress setting everything up here. I'm going to paint some more walls, some aesthetic things. Like I said, I'm going to get the grow tent on a platform. I'm going to get the humidifier on a platform. That way I can move things around, easier to clean. All right. I'm liking the pour. Oh gosh, I just said that too, and then it. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm doing 3, right? So I'm doing 3 per bag. I'll have another one. What I'll do with the other one is I might just do grain to grain transfer. This is blue oyster mushrooms on rye grain berries. This is mycelium. Okay. So pardon the butt. All right, so then we go 6. So it's on 6. I just want to make sure the number was right. Oh yeah. Another seal. Yes. It's an art. You know, you cook it too much, it'll sear it right off. But if you don't cook it enough, you don't get the nice seal. So I'm pretty confident about the sterility of this. So I just cooked these. I just cooked the masters, the bulk substrate. (15 psi) for about 60 minutes. Okay. I was able to fit 6 of them in there. So I got a pretty good rotation. If I want to go full blown, right? I'm not going to go full blown mushroom until I'm confident I stop having these silly errors, right? I'm right there though. I'm so close. I don't know why the lion's mane is being that way right now, but, and that's not even guaranteed a loss. Oh no, shit. Okay, pardon my French. I thought I had it in there. God damn it. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to swear. The profanity. Okay, so yes. So here we are. Not even that big of a deal. We're moving forward. Let's get this guy in here and get him sealed up so I can cry another day. Here we go. All right. Yep. Well enough. So you can kind of see, you know. Yeah, that's all mycelium. So throw this in the compost, and it will succeed more than I do. I always open my compost up, and it's like, well done, sir. You're doing better than me. Okay, so got a bucket just for this. Okay. So I did 3 there. New bag, right? So again, if you're coming in, I got blue oyster mushrooms on rye grain berries. I did this on the 8th. This is hugely crucial, is for me to start dating stuff. Otherwise, I don't know what I got, and I don't know when I did it. And so, and then it's a real, and then I'm guessing. So, but I got blue oyster mushrooms. I did this on the 8th. I did a break and shake, which is essentially, it looked like this. Maybe not so much. It was actually a little bit more filmy, or a little bit more on the edges. And then I did about 3 days ago. I broke it up, and then it recolonized itself. So I'll get the other bags. All right, so there we go. I'll move these. So all these I just did will go into an incubation chamber. So, you know, yeah, growing mushrooms, it's a real emotional, it's an emotional battle. Man, the defeats are huge. You put so much effort in. Like when I had a bucket that got contaminated, and it was just like, I put so much time into the bucket and then waiting for it, and then it was just like a small tiny contamination. All right. Okay. Master's mix. 15 psi, 90 minutes. Rye grain berries, blue oyster mycelium all over it. Let the games begin. So yeah, right now I'm trying to focus on lion's mane, which I was successful with until just kind of recently. But there's just been, I've been doing some adjustments with the humidity, with free air exchange in the tent. And yeah, we've run into some hiccups, as well as the slits. I'm not making the slits big enough. So just small things, you know. It's like it's just these tiny errors that are jacking me up. But here we go. All right, a little moist. So we'll fire this up, huh? Full disclosure, I am not an expert. I'm going to put a sign up. Not an expert. So, oh crap. Okay, so what I should have broken this up before I cut the bag open. All right. Amateur hour. Amateur. So, okay, right on. Here we go. Get this guy. All right. Let's not have a repeat of last time. I'll make sure I get it in there. So I do kind of like these walnut chunks. I don't want the outside of the bag touching the inside of that bag. I'm going to try to get 3 of these out of it. A little bit more. Okay. Nothing's perfect either, huh? So put it in there. Seal her down. I hear the click. Nice, right? It's a good seal. Okay? And then momentarily I'll mix this all up, and then it will go into the incubation chamber. And, you know, timeline, I'd say 10 days. I'd say about 10 days. Some of this has a little bit of, these were the ones on the bottom of the cooker. There's some condensation here I'm going to clean up. Oh, the struggle is real. Yeah, you got to have endurance. Yeah, a lot of failures, some big wins. Some big wins. But I need consistency if I want to do what I want to do here. And all right. So mushrooms take, you just have to have a lot of just planning, you know what I mean? It's just workflow. Because it was last night that I sterilized the bags, right? But by doing so, I need to let them cool for tonight, and then I gotta use them. Like, I can't just let them sit around. So yeah, just a lot of workflow. And then I got, you know, now I've realized I need to date bags, I need to label bags. I've got an assortment of rye grain berries that are in different points of colonization in the incubation chamber. Mushrooms fruiting, so it's kind of just this constant rotation, as well as ultimately I've been working from agar plates originally, and when I get to the next level, I'll be using slants. So right? So, but at this point I just need to have a successful stream. And, but I think all these steps are pretty good. I mean, the fruiting chamber, was the latest culprit. The fruiting chamber and the size of the slants that I was putting on the bags. Other errors, you know, too much gypsum on the rye grain berries. I did that for a while. Couldn't figure that out. Just throw it around. And again, I'll be mixing these up. I won't be just putting it on the top there like that. The Reishi is colonizing very quickly. I'll show you a bag here. I'm super excited about that, especially for the visual appeal. Oh yeah, this is nuts. Reishi mycelium is vicious. So, but this is essentially, I'll mix this up, put it in there. Now this is two different types of mushrooms, but effectively this is almost entirely colonized. I mean, you got some stuff right there, but I think, man, it's moving quick. Probably 3 or 4 days. I think I'll put this in the, oh God, I'm almost confident to do it. I'll put this in the fruiting tent. The vibe I'm getting is I wanted to just take the bag off at the top and let the reishi go free, but the vibe I'm hearing more and more about just pencil holes. Whereas the lion's mane, I think I was making the slits in the bag too small, because what was occurring. So with the lion's mane, I was making a tiny little slit here and a tiny little slit here, wrapping it, because you'd wrap the bag like this, and then, but it ignored the slits entirely, and it was just crawling its way up to the filter patch. So, and I don't see why it would do that other than if it was looking for oxygen. So, lesson learned, lion's mane needs bigger slits. What I'm hearing is that reishi needs smaller ones. Blue oyster, I believe, is the most forgiving. It's the fastest colonizer and most forgiving. So I'm excited about this. I think this will be a good show, and I'm looking forward to letting it see the world, right? So let me see what if I got any other bags in here. I do have an experiment going on that shows no sign of success yet. So a while back I tried to do Reishi on brown rice flour cakes. Did not work. So I made custom cakes for this Reishi. They fan out. Yeah. Excellent, thank you. Welcome. I am deviating with Reishi. One of my someone that helps. He comments on my channel, which I appreciate. But he knows what he's doing a lot, I think, and but we were talking about the master's mix might not be as conducive to the Reishi. I think it'll work. The fear was, well, one, that it wasn't going to colonize very fast and it could be exposed for contamination. No hashish. But this is, okay, so one was that it was going to colonize the master's mix slowly, exposing it to contamination. Two, it might be nitrogen rich. I'm getting a reminder to go to bed. So it might get gangly. So it might be a little bit more nitrogen. I might get not as many like conchs on it. So we'll see if this works. And the reason I was trying to do this is because well, for one, I just feel like Reishi is a fun mushroom for people to grow. And then people could grow it in like a shotgun terrarium. So if I can get a recipe down, God, I'm making a mess with that. If I can get a recipe down where I could grow Reishi on cakes, then I could get people to do them in shotgun terrariums. And that's something you just slide under your bed or put in your closet. So I'm on the edge of glory. I feel I'm blessed, though. I really feel I haven't had like a place like this to kind of maneuver. But just steady as she goes. I just go to work every day, and then I come home, and then I do some mushroom projects, and then go at it again. So I ran out of bags one time. That was pretty brutal. That set me back a couple weeks. What other nonsensical, substrate stuff? I live in Sitka, Alaska, so ordering things is a little bit of a tedious, can be tedious and expensive. So, but that's why ultimately, too, this is kind of a logical direction. We are one of the most expensive places to buy groceries in the United States. And so last fall, the governor passed a House bill that basically just took all regulation out, all licensing, he just said, forget it. Like, just if you can grow food, grow it and sell it. And he was just kind of like, we're done. Like, we're not gonna create any more obstacles to people. And mushrooms, for the most part, this is kind of like it's a specialty crop, I guess. But it's not like meat. I'm not handling meat. I'm actually in healthcare. That is how I fund this. This is it. So I am getting older. I don't have a lot of yes. I am in the mental health field, and this is it. Yeah. So This is it. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think I grew up at some point. I don't know when that happened. So, but yeah, now I just hang out in my garage. So, what I'm trying to do is gently massage the colonized grain into the bag. Hardest part being getting it lower. I'm not so sure about this part. You know, I hate to get it all logged up in corners. So, still a bit kind of on the top, you know what I mean? Like it's like a salad, you know. But yeah, so hopefully, and I'll throw something like that into the incubation chamber. In theory, in about 10 days, it's going to look like our friend here. And then I will move it to the fruiting tent. So let's play the timeline out. So it's been 15 days for the rye grain to be colonized from agar dish. Agar dish, 15 days rye grain colonization. I'm going to go 10 days for incubation bulk substrate colonization. So we're at 25. Goes to the fruiting chamber. I'm going to say 2 weeks. So 5 weeks and change. 5 weeks and change. And I'll tell you more, and I'll let you know when I find out. So 5 weeks and change, I'm going to go from a petri dish of mycelium to fruiting mushroom bodies. I think that's reasonable. I still got this fan going. I do have to I got to see how often I want to change the filter on this guy. But yeah, pretty much. So I got 6. Everybody's happy campers here, right? Let's get the full picture. Yeah, this guy's kind of slower. All right, everybody smile. So, you got colonized rye grain, goes into a bag of master's mix, mixed, colonized bag of master's mix, and then it goes into the tent, and my golly, do I wish I had one that was working right now. Let's see. But I'll show you what I did wrong here. That's what this channel's all about. I just show you my mistakes. So this is lion's mane, all right? And he's kind of stalling out on me. So what I did was I made the slits too small because it was here, right? I'm here. Make some slits, throw it in the fruiting chamber. But now look at this. It's growing up the bag, right? It's looking for a home. I can even see it's fruiting out the top. And so it's going for the oxygen. It's going for the filter patch. So the trick is I need to make the slits bigger. This is lion's mane. But I need to make the slits bigger so that it's not lost and looking for oxygen in all the wrong places. So again, minor error. Gosh, you know, it's like, but I'm getting the workflow down. So touching my face. And that's what it's all about. I think with mushroom farming, it's all workflow. And then, so what did we decide with the oyster mushrooms? 5 weeks and change to go from petri dish to fruiting body. And that is in 1, 2, 3, 4 different stages. So I'll just have a rotating flush, I guess once a week. Yeah, just a once a week harvest. I think the food co-op, I think they have it. I think they have a one day that everybody like drops food off. So if you're like growing radishes or something, it's like Tuesday that you bring it in. So I'll just plan around that. And I'd love to get a sale. I think that's going to be a big piece of the pie here. If I can get some sort of buy-in, but I need that consistency. I need that rolling crop. And oh man, I'm so close. I'm so close. Tiny things. Even just washing the humidifier. I mean, it gets all slimy in there if I don't check it. I gotta refill it. The dead band, you know, between when the humidifier kicks on in the tent and when the exhaust fan kicks on. And that an exhaust fan is actually pretty crucial for kind of getting the, you can hear it now, or I can. See? So it went to 91.5 and it kicks on, right? So that moves a lot of carbon dioxide out of there. So no, things are going well, and yeah, got to work tomorrow, and I don't know if I have any. I think I'll probably need to get some more rye grain going, only because I'll probably want it in 2 weeks. And so there's that workflow piece that I kind of have to be thinking. I need a giant calendar and stuff like that. So yeah, no, things are going pretty good. Tried to get the boat in the water. We had crab today. It's an Alaskan summer. It's actually pretty nice. I think I got a softball game tomorrow. So if we get slaughtered, like we did last week, I'll do another live feed to process the loss of that. Yeah, so softball's been going pretty rough. Yeah, the outboard's been, you know, I'm not a mechanic either. Yeah, everything in my life has pushed me into my garage and where I am farming mushrooms. So that's kind of the situation. It's good to be here though. I'm proud of my space. I was gonna put an epoxy on the ground, but I'm gonna hold off on that. I've just thoroughly cleaned the concrete. I'm gonna paint the steps. I'm gonna be painting the wall over here, same as the buttered yam that you see before you. I'll be building, I have wheels. I'm gonna build 2 platforms for the grow tent and the humidifier. So I put up kind of a poly thing on so I'll put these. These are not as big as I was thinking they were. I'm hoping to get it about 6 inches off the ground. And then also then I'm able to roll it around, clean underneath. So the infrared heater will heat the laminar flow hood, and that actually kind of becomes this like thermal mass. So I got in here in February. I've insulated the garage door. I've insulated the entryway. I insulated the attic. Winters in Sitka are not too bad. And so it doesn't get too cold. But yeah, I'm going to have this. I'll have a 2x4 frame around a piece of plywood, and then I'll throw the tent on it, and I can, that'll be the next big project. I might do oyster mushrooms out of buckets if I get around to it, but I'm thinking less gimmicks. I need to stick with hard and true things that are working. You know, I was tempted to buy the bioluminescent mushrooms, and I was like, no, Kyle, what are you doing? What am I doing? Or what other one did I want? Oh, the plastic eating one. I thought, well, I'll buy the plastic eating mushroom. Again, I'm like, it's too much. I need to figure out what I got going on. So, but yeah, we're pretty close to locking it in, and appreciate everybody's support. I think I might need to go to bed. I got to go to work in the morning. It's been a long day. 9:46. Laundry's done in 15. So let's call it. All right, so recap. I transferred oyster mushrooms on rye grain berries into master's mix substrate that I cooked yesterday. This is actually Reishi. I brought it out for visual example. God, I can even feel it when I put it down. Reishi mycelium is just so strong. It's pretty wild. And so the Reishis will be going to the grow tent. The blue oyster mushroom, I think those will be in the grow tent within 10 days. The lion's mane is in there. We're having some issues because I didn't make the slits big enough. So we're rolling with it. And I'll get some more rye grains going. I'll probably do a live feed tomorrow if I get slaughtered in softball. It helps to process, and I appreciate everybody's support. So thank you, everybody. But the mushroom farm is closed for the evening. I will be disbanding, so stay out of trouble and be kind.